Hello guys, this is a review of the movie Martyrs, released in 2008, but probably made it to the States sometime around 2009, I'm guessing. This is a French film, and it's a very extreme film, not to take lightly. For mature audiences only, my disclaimer. Now, let me get right to the point. Martyrs follows the story of a girl named Lucie. When she's very young, she's in this slaughterhouse where they're torturing her, and there are other people there. We don't know why. The audience does not know why up until that point. But she manages to escape and finds refuge in an orphanage where she has trouble socializing with other kids. Logically, she has this trauma and ongoing problems from that, logically, but she becomes friends with a girl named Anna. Now, fast forward several years later, they're around maybe late teens, and Lucie walks into this average home, typical mom, dad, daughter, and son, and she shoots them dead. She calls Anna and she tells her, I found them and I killed them. And Anna is like, what did you just do? Like, she can't believe it. So she goes over and they're trying to find out how to hide the bodies. But what Lucie's saying is that these guys, well, the family, the mom and the dad, were responsible for torturing her as a child. She blames it on them. And Anna, while she's obviously sister-like, even lover-like, with Lucie, she has her doubts because Lucie was never completely okay from what happened to her when she was younger. Regardless, she still helps her. And one important fact I forgot to mention is that Lucie, even after killing this family who she blames for her abuse, she still has visions of this lady monster looking thing. The best way to describe it, I don't know if you guys watch like Digimon, but Angelwoman, she has this metal thing that covers her eyes, and this woman that Lucie sees in her dreams or visions is like that. That's like my best way to describe it. And it's locked all the way here, this metal thing, like a metal mask, and she has wounds all over her body, and she sees her constantly, and she attacks Lucie. But in reality, by the way, spoilers, like there's spoilers in most of my reviews, in reality, Lucie is committing self-harm every time she sees this monster woman looking thing. But we don't know that until further on. It gets to the point where she's like, I killed him. I already, like, she feels guilt because she sees this woman, and this woman monster looking thing, she saw her before she escaped the slaughterhouse, but she couldn't save her. She just ran for her life, and I don't blame her. She was a child, but she has this guilt that has followed her throughout these years. So it gets so bad to the point where she just kills herself. In her mind, we get to see what she was seeing, and is this woman like killing her. But we know, the audience knows, that it was just in her imagination. Now Anna obviously is devastated. She falls asleep and wakes up in the same house next to Lucie's corpse, and wanders off into the basement only to find this woman monster thing, which is actually just a woman suffering. She's been tortured, which proves that all of Lucie's theories and her accusations of the family were true, because that family was torturing people in their basement. So Anna confirms that she was right all along, and like she feels bad because all her life she kind of like, oh, I'm not too sure, like she just thought that Lucie was a little bit crazy. because of everything that she lived through as a child. But before Anna could do anything, this organization walks in, this group of people, and they, like I said, they are part of the organization that is torturing people around the world, I believe. And it's led by an elderly lady that they refer to as Mademoiselle. They sit her down, they sit Anna down, and they explain to her what this organization or cult or whatever you want to call it believes in, and this ideology that there are two types of people in the world: victims and martyrs. They usually go for women because they find that men are just not very likely to survive, and if you die or you go crazy, anything like that, then you're a victim. You don't transcend. What they want is for the victim to transcend and see the afterlife and tell them what us, them, I don't really want to compare myself to them, what they see. And they believe that Anna could do it. So they start and mind you, Anna's not giving a waiver. She's not signing anything. She's taken against her will, and she's being tortured. And this is Hostel style. Even worse than Hostel, this is extreme, because they're not just going in for a night or 2 or 3. They're doing this for a long period of time. You have to urinate in this bucket, and everything is dirty and foul and nasty and completely controlling and devaluing. It's insane. It's very disgusting. But like I said, their whole purpose is to make the martyr transcend and deliver the message of what's going on in the afterlife. So they start torturing her, and gosh, I wish I'm not really sure if I should say it, because I would want you to watch it for yourself. But I always say this in my reviews: don't take it from me. I mean, believe what I say, because I'm telling you to the best of my knowledge, my opinion, and my interpretation of the film and what goes on in the film, almost scene by scene. But still, when you watch it, it's a different experience. You get your own ideas. Maybe I was wrong in a name or something. It's happened before, and I really like to hear back from you. But back to the plot. They cut her up. Every single part of her body, they just cut it off, and she's left there on this bed machine type of thing with her eyes wide open, like she's still alive. It's crazy. So they organize this meeting with other members of the organization, and Mademoiselle is supposed to on that day ask Anna what she saw, so that she could tell everybody what happens, because they're so confident that Anna's the one, because nobody has, like, I think only another person or 2 have survived, but they didn't speak, and they know that Anna can. So she prepares herself, like gets all fancy, and walks over and asks her, what is it like? What do you see? And Anna whispers something inaudible to us, the audience. Then she goes back, goes into her room, and shoots herself. And we don't actually see her shooting herself, but it is implied because she gets her gun in. It's just cinematography. But yeah, it ends there. So the movie leaves it up for interpretation, like our own interpretation of what she could have possibly said. There are many theories. Some people think she just cursed at her and said, forget you, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Others think that she said something so intense, so hard to process, that she just couldn't handle it. Others think that maybe she threatened her or told her, karma's gonna get you, the afterlife comes back, what the wrong that you do in this world is gonna come back in the next one, or something like that. It's up to you to decide that. But yeah, that's it for the plot. It's a very intense movie. The acting is marvelous. There's not a time in the movie, and like I already mentioned Hostel, I think it's like Hostel and Saw, but in my opinion it's just so much better, because this isn't like, and I'm not like with all due respect, they're awesome movies, and I have to review Hostel later too, some other day. But Saw, I believe, is more of a game, more of an entertainment type of thing. Well, mystery, is he going to survive, is he not? And it has a good story, but it's still more of like you figure that is the game. And Hostel is good too, but it just doesn't have that I don't know, that other dimension that this one has. This one is real. It's very explicit. It plays with your mind because this isn't some type of, it has the elements of a good fun film because it has the monster thing that you don't even know if it's true, if it's not. What is she seeing, what is she not seeing? So this movie definitely belongs in the horror genre, no doubt about that. That's what makes it fun, but it carries on a deeper meaning. And besides the psychological trauma, it shows how cruel mankind could be, the evil. I don't even want to use that, it's a, like, I don't know, they attribute it to like Disney stuff. This is just the bad in people, the ugly, the nasty. And I'm so glad that we have like laws and order, protection, and most of all love, compassion, and sanity in this world to keep these things from happening as often, because it's crazy. If this was to happen, like, I remember this movie was recommended by my sister a few years ago, and ironically, I wasn't into horror movies too much, not because I didn't like them, but because I was just so scared back then when this one came out. I remember seeing it at the bottom row in a Walmart that now is closed down in my city, and it was in this cover. I'm gonna try and show you guys. This is Anna and this is Lucy. Anna and Lucy. I don't know if you could see it. And the cover was of them hugging each other. It was darker than this. And I just remember thinking, it looks interesting. I was barely getting into like trying to get myself into this world. But I didn't buy it until my sister recommended it. Then I went ahead and ordered it, and it was a bit expensive. It wasn't very easy to find when I ordered it. But there you go. And we talked about it, and I was like, I can't do that. I'm a victim for sure. I'm not like, why live just to give them the pleasure? That's crazy. I don't do that. But yeah, I'm just rambling on. Beautifully shot. The acting is great, so believable at every single point. They didn't fail at all. One thing that I must tell you is this movie, it's in French, and if you don't understand French, you don't speak French, you're gonna wanna maybe switch the audio to English. But I don't want to say that they dubbed it incorrectly. I guess it's not awful. It just doesn't really engulf like the original language does. There are many films that you could just switch to your language of your preferred language and it works the same. This one doesn't. Just put subtitles on if you don't speak French, and you won't regret it. Amazing film. That's all I have to say. Amazing film. Oh, my rating would be 9 out of 10. It could be a little higher, but it's just so intense, and like the pressure, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But for me personally, to give it my subjective rating, it has to be a little bit more chill. Like and this one, it has like so many elements, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse to the point where the reality outweighs fiction in a very bad way. So it leaves you kind of like just for that reason. But it's an amazing film. I recommend it. Thank you for watching.